that was quick. I'm sorry for the delay. I was just checking out the following games by Pete. We have the Flintstones, Bedrock Bowling, and then we have something else. But first we're going to send it off to Pete with the Flintstone Bedrock Bowling. And this is going to be something, just from what I saw and what we've seen. Well, you can imagine, this is Bedrock Game-a-thon. Anything can happen, anything will happen.
Alright, I think we're live. Hello everybody, my name is PeteDorr, and this is Flintstones Bedrock Bowling, released on the PlayStation 1 and the PC. Let's get to the title screen here. Now I'm gonna need some chat participation from everybody, because I want you guys to let me know what character you want me to play as. So I'll show you the selection first of all. We got Fred, we got Barney, we got Pebbles, Bam Bam, and Dino. Now, I'm kind of partial to Dino. He's my usual go-to, even though he's slightly slower with the load times. They're all equally annoying, so whoever gets spammed the most in chat is who we're going with. I see a lot of Dinos. Alright, so we're gonna go Dino. Definitely Dino. He's the most annoying, by the way, so good choice. Now, first of all, I gotta give credit to a member from our speedrun community for this game, Mr. E-Zone. He reached out to Joe McGuffin, who is the producer and creative director for this game a couple months ago, and got some inside scoop for this game. So just to set the mood for this, I'm gonna read you a direct quote from the creator, mastermind behind this game, to let you know what you're in for. So, quote, "I liken the game to a malformed child abandoned in my reckless youth that I somehow expected to just die quietly, but somehow has grown up to become something. That something is the fact that people are now speedrunning this game." So, let's begin. Oh yeah, one last thing. I'm also playing under the all strikes category. What this means is I'm not supposed to miss a single pin. If I do, I'm supposed to reset. But, you know, we're not doing that in a marathon setting, so it's fine if I miss a pin. Don't panic. We'll be fine.
Whoa, the gravel factory. Just what they need in Bedrock. More.
Oops, I'm supposed to be meshing X. Alright, so you're going to notice one thing right off the bat for this game. This is not your traditional bowling game. I'm sure you were expecting something totally different. It's more like, as Joe put it, a platformer meets a bowling game. Because you're kind of going down this arcadey path, hitting the pins, avoiding barrels, and hitting birds. Birds are really important in this. It actually extends the lane. There's 3 birds per lane. Hitting a bird extends the lane. That's the one thing that I definitely do not want to miss. So I need to make sure I hit every bird, as you see there in the left, bottom left, and that'll extend my lane. Now this level's pretty notorious for the ramp. Okay, we're coming up on a very infamous glitch, and I'm gonna try my best not to trigger it. Okay, I kinda triggered it. Yeah, it's out of my control. I missed a pin. I'm actually kind of glad that happened, so that you can see. It can get a little out of control, by the way. You can kind of get shot up into outer space and practically go through half the level. But we have to continue, despite missing a pin. That's about 25% of the capacity of how high you can go on that ramp. We've tried everything we can think of to try and find a solution to not get ramped, as we call it. We've tried everything. It's just kind of RNG whether or not it's going to happen to you or not. So I'm also playing on the PS3 version. On our leaderboards, we split this up into categories based on the platform. Ooh, missed a pin there. It's actually not easy to constantly talk and play this game. We split this up into categories based on platform. The PS3 version runs at a smoother frame rate, which is why I chose to run this one for Big Bad Game-a-thon. Also got barreled. PS2 version, the frame rate is actually kind of disgusting. Some people prefer the PS2 version over PS3. Alright, let me just hug this left wall here, hit that rock, jumps me over that barrel. It's very crucial, because if I miss that timing, I'll actually hit that dinosaur and probably miss a pin. So I'm playing on the PS3 version. It makes bonus levels slightly easier, as you're going to be seeing coming up after the next level. So this game had a very, very low budget. They had a very short time frame to make this, and almost everybody on the team for this game had almost no PS1 development experience. And Joe, the producer and creative director, actually left the project 2 months in, so he was a pretty big fan of this game, apparently. Alright, make sure I hit these birds. This is by far the hardest level in the run, so I'm actually gonna shut up here for a moment, because it's entirely possible I could have missed that bird. Very, very... I don't want to understate how hard it is to control this game, by the way. The controls in this game are quite infamous. Here's Gatekeeper Beetle. Good, he didn't block me. Yeah, we have names for every little thing in this game. Also got to make sure I slow down here, because these pins are stupidly easy to miss. And we're coming up on the first bonus level. This is where the game gets absolutely just ridiculous in terms of controls. So I'm actually going to be quiet for this for the most part. Essentially what I have to do here is I need to make sure that I hit every pin and every diamond to end the level as quick as I can, because this is very difficult. Oh my goodness, that was not a good start. Well, you're going to see what happens when I get knocked down into the pool. You want to avoid going into the pool at all costs. Make that jump there. Anybody that speedruns this game, you pretty much have to spend probably at least 10 hours practicing this level alone to be able to kind of do what I'm doing here. Give it a try on emulator. See what I'm talking about. Okay, that was really bad, but good enough, good enough. So that's the first of 2 bonus levels. I play on easy, which means that we bypass the third and final bonus level. Playing this game on hard difficulty is, well, good luck. That's all I'll say. There's no way I would ever do this game in a marathon on hard. There's more pins, there's more obstacles, it's a nightmare. It's very difficult. Also, I don't know if you can hear the music all that well. This game has some pretty nice tunes. Gotta give it credit, though. Every level is quite varied. This one here is kind of like the walk in the park level. Don't let your guard down, though. It's pretty easy to get by a car. And if you're paying attention in the top right, you can see how many pins I've hit. This game is Reset City when you do speedruns of it. It's a grind fest. We reset all the time because, like I said, we miss a pin, which is very easy to do, especially when you're not in the zone. If you're doing constant commentary like this, it's very easy to kind of just miss a pin. So, this game was also destined to cereal boxes. It sold so poorly that it was actually given away in a cereal box for free. And the creator of the game actually went out, after he left the project, after he saw a commercial that you can get this game for free in cereal boxes, he went out to the stores, bought a box to get the game, experienced it for himself, and said, yeah, this game is pretty much utter trash. Alright, so here I need to make sure that I'm hugging the right wall because we're going to have a spider block coming up here. Timing's pretty precise. And... okay, made it past. He can actually clip me outside of the track, and then I have to restart the track, so it's a good thing it didn't happen. This part here is also quite difficult. I need to make sure that I'm slowing down, because it is very easy to get bumped in the wrong direction and miss those pins. This one here too, deceptive. You might be like, wow, these pins look easy to hit. Oh no. You can actually get ramped up the right side of that wall and just jump straight over the pin. So you can choose to play this game with a D-pad or the analog stick. I prefer to use the D-pad. I feel like I have more control, but other people swear by the joystick. And I also invite any of you, before I pick this game up, I gotta give a shout out to Mia Chums in chat. I was watching him play this game casually, and I said, damn, that looks like a really good speedrun game. And there was only one other person running this category when we picked it up. And then we turned it into this fun rivalry between one another, where we were exchanging world records back and forth, a lot of like fun trash talking between us for like a month straight. And we turned on like 10 or 13, 14 new runners, most people which had never streamed on Twitch or done a speedrun of a game ever before. This was their first stream and their first speedrun for some people, and a lot of people this was their first speedrun ever. So if you're thinking about ever getting into speedrunning, I have to say, this is one of the best games that you can pick up. Whether or not you pick up the PC version or the PS1 version, PS2, PS3, whatever you choose to play on, even emulator. We welcome emulator in the leaderboards. I highly encourage you give this game a try. It's very cheap. Actually, when we first started speedrunning this, eBay sold out of every copy they had for sale, and that's no joke. Because people just kind of fell in love with it. So give it a try, play it on emulator, and if you think it might be for you and you want to switch to actual consoles, we welcome any new speedrunners. It's a really great game to pick up for speedrunning because the learning curve is quite high. It's higher than you would expect, but it has that sense of constantly getting better, and when you finish your first full run of not missing a pin, and, you know, finishing the last bonus level, you know, even if you have a run that lasts 15 minutes, it's really gratifying. Alright, so this level's pretty notorious for the dinosaurs, because there's going to be a tail section coming up here that ends a lot of runs, even though apparently there's a new consistent method to avoid getting hit by the tail. And yes, these turns are as scary as they look. The controls in this are very stiff. Alright, so here it is. Oh, okay, I totally messed up the setup. So let's hope we don't get tailed. Okay, we're good. You can really get hit by that tail and you go flying and miss the pin. And after this, we're actually coming up on the last level of the game, bonus 2. There's a little skip trick that I'm going to be doing here by holding down right at the beginning of the stage. Normally you're going to get shot to the middle of the stage, but by holding like a right and down direction, it's going to let me fall straight over onto the side of the course, which speeds things up substantially once you see how this is laid out. Okay, so once again, we get the gems because it keeps the timer from lasting too long, because at the end it'll keep ticking if you miss the gem. So that ricocheted, that pin ricocheted into that pin from the explosion. I messed this up a little bit here. Okay, come up here, get these pins. I get all these in the center here because that's actually the last time I'm coming to the center. Now, when you first start playing this game, if you decide to run it, even a casual playthrough, this level is a nightmare. The controls through here are unlike anything you've seen before. Oh, my timer is not going. Oh my goodness. Such an amateur move. Well, we'll just assume that I finished at about 9 minutes. This is where the timer would end right here. Apologies for that.
Good boy, Dino.
So that's Flintstones Bedrock Bowling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Give it a try. It's actually a really fun game in the end. Definitely worth the casual playthrough, and it's a lot of fun for speedrunning. Alright, we're going to switch over to my next game.